Everybody, this is RaiderKnight, and welcome to Age of Civilizations. Today we're going to be playing as China, the best country, the most highest quality country on the planet. The country that says it's says it's not communist, but we all know what it really is. Communist. Alright. Welcome to China, and today we're going to be invading Mongolia, because why not? And boom, that should pretty much be the end of Mongolia right there. And that was kind of just a one takeover deal. I think next we're going to go into Korea, and let's take that over real quick. And boom, we've already taken over all of our former territory for the most part. And let's go into Nepal. Let's take over, I think we're going to stop right there. Nepal is over. Let's get it packed up with the Russians. Get it packed up with everybody, actually. Obviously, we have to deal with some territory over here. And we have to defeat the Indians. And boom. We're actually doing really good right now. And let's go over here, take over all this real quick. Send some troops down from the north. And I think India is pretty much done for right here. And boom. Let's get an ally up for our Chinese empire. I think, who would be a good Chinese ally? Probably Kazakhstan at the moment. We could probably get... Well, I want to keep it realistic for the most part. Kazakhstan is somewhat in the sphere of influence from China. I mean, it's mostly Russia who has influence in this region, but just for the reason of saying why not, I'm going to say China will ally with Kazakhstan. We're not going to be able to get the Saudis on our side. We could get the Africans on our side. I think just for the why nots, we're going to say that we can get some of the Eastern Africans to join our alliance. Probably only these ones, to be completely honest. It's talked about in the news before that Libya has had a little bit to do with China, but I don't really think that would work. Vietnam, we could definitely get them as an ally. But that's really about all we could really get at the moment. That's China's influence for the most part. They don't really influence anywhere else in the world because they're not really that powerful of a country when you really look at it, but okay. I think next we're going to look at Japan as a good place to invade. And yeah. Boom. That's probably the end of Japan right there. Even Indonesia is invading our ally in Vietnam. So let's go over here and take all that land over. And we're losing land to the Russians now. That's great. We might actually have a real war on our hands against the Russians. Yeah, the Russian war will not be a fun one. See if we can take over that Australian territory. As well as gaining possible victories in the north. Probably not. Yeah, we're going to have a fun war over here for sure. Let's get a lot of troops in this, and let's take over a lot of this region. We actually might do good there. It's these troops over here that I'm worried about. Let's take over some more land over here, and let's see if that does anything. Again, the Russian war will not be a fun one. And our allies in Africa are getting destroyed pretty quick as well. I'm going to hope that Vietnam can hold off the enemies in this region, but probably not. Plus we have Australia to worry about in a few turns, probably. Because they're not just going to fall apart, they're going to get a lot more power soon, probably. Let's take that over, and let's hope for the best in this region. Not really too much more we can do at the moment. And we just lost our capital, so that's great. Let's take over our capital again, and let's take over all this territory. We literally have to deal with our own country like it's a foreign country at the moment. It's crazy. We're invading our country like it's a foreign country. So let's just destroy this already. This entire offensive they have in this area is kind of getting annoying. Well, we've retaken our mainland for the most part. And let's go over here and let's take over that, and let's take over all this. And let's march into Siberia. Let's also get this and take over what's left of Turkmenistan and Iran. Australia does not want to give up. It's actually getting annoying. We have to get troops in these areas or they will destroy us. Okay, we defeated Australia. I want to get some troops. I want to make sure Australia doesn't do that again, because I can't really deal with that right now. Let's get some troops over here and let's go. Hopefully soon we can get into some of this Western Russian territory. So we did defeat the Australians in the ocean, I believe, or did they not attack us? I didn't really see it. So we got a lot of troops over here to deal with. That's going to be fun. Hopefully that destroys most of them. Probably not. And now we have another massive attack on our soil, so that's great. Let's take over that and let's try to march troops up in the Middle East. So, how did Russia get way over here? I think they went. Yeah, they went from here. Well, that is great. Let's also get some troops up here. Okay, we will be able to defend this territory, but not this territory at the moment. It's really all we can do at the moment again. So let's take over all that, and let's hope that the Russians don't advance. Let's take over this territory and this. Let's also march up over here. And let's use our troops in Siberia to take over that. It is overall a very long war we've been involved in currently, but somehow our African ally still survives. That surprises me. Technically, none of our allies have died yet, have they? We only had like 2... No, we had... I guess we did lose Kazakhstan, but... I mean, what are you going to do about that? I mean, I guess we can save them right now. So let's go in and rebuild Kazakhstan. This could actually be a really good turn. We might be able to actually take over a lot of this. Well, it wasn't the greatest turn, but it was alright. Okay, we never allied with Uzbekistan. Let me get one thing clear. Yet it says we are allied with them all of a sudden. Okay. Whatever. Let's go over here and take that over. Still waiting for the second game to come out. I think a lot of us are. Overall, it is supposed to be out either this month or the next one. And in this month, I mean August. I guess it's still July, but whatever. Who cares? It's close enough to August. You know what I mean. And let's go over here and take over. So it's either August or September from what I've heard. The game is coming out in. Most likely August from what I've heard again. And let's take over a little bit more territory over here. Overall, we are starting to have a little bit of problems in Russia. and we're not really advancing as quickly as I'd like to, but we really can't do too much about that at the moment. Actually, we can take this territory over currently, and we can do some... Okay, we can do a little bit more than I thought. Alright. Let's also get a small amount of troops over there. It's kind of hard to deal with this two-front war we're kind of in right now. We're at war with the Russians and Australia in all of Oceania, so that's... Technically, we're in a war over here in the middle of nowhere, but, I mean, who really cares? I mean, they're not going to attack me. But we are having some issues again with the Russians, despite them being pretty weak at the moment, so hopefully we can take that over soon and be done with this war. Let's retake Uzbekistan and let's retake Kazakhstan again. And overall, let's see if we can take over this really large troop number here. And we will take that over. Who is this? This is Uzbekistan as well. They're kind of in land I don't really want them in, but whatever. So now we're at war with... Or no, we're not. They just reformed as countries. We might straight up get driven out of this territory if we don't start protecting it. Hopefully that can keep us safe for a little bit, but there's really not... Again, there's not too much we can do. Australia even has troops over here now, so most likely we're going to get invaded again, so that's great. And that's exactly what I wanted to happen. Let's go over here and let's take this over. And that's really, again, that's about all we can do. It is a very long war, but slowly and surely we are defeating the enemy. If we get a peace with New Zealand, that's exactly who I wanted peace with. We can get peace with the Russians, but, I mean, what's the point? I guess let's end the war with Russia. I'm kind of just sick of it. Let's focus on the enemy over here in Oceania. I say we finish off Australia. And let's take the Philippines over. Or is that a new... No, that's Australia. I was going to say, did New Zealand take that over, or was it Australia? But it was Australia, so... And now we're getting invaded by the Russians, who apparently don't realize how weak they are, so that's intelligent of them. Honestly, I wonder if the Russian AI knows how weak they are at the moment. Like, they're gonna get completely destroyed. I bet it was Putin. He probably was sitting there saying, I can defeat China, who owns all of Asia, because that's how war works, apparently, in his mind over here. And now his country is done for. There's nothing left. You just lost. I don't know what you were thinking. Could have been allies, but you decided to attack me. For no reason. Yeah, that whole country just got destroyed. Same thing with New Zealand attacking us at the moment. So we will have to go to war with a lot of people soon. We're going to get some troops and we're going to go to New Zealand. And now we will no longer have to deal with Oceania at all. Obviously, we're still at war with these countries. I didn't really realize how fast they were getting strong over here, but we do have to go to war with them. And let's take that over with this, and let's go over there with this. And overall, I think we can end the war here. I'm pretty sure we've already become an unbeatable country. Really, the only threat we have is the United States at the moment, so I'm starting to think we should just go over here and invade the USA. Let's get an alliance up with a lot of these countries, just so we make sure that things don't get out of control. And let's go over here and invade the United States. So I think we'll start with Alaska, just like in the Fallout universe. Let's just go straight into Alaska. And then we'll get troops and we'll go into all that territory. Okay, Norway just exploded out of nowhere, and now they're a really powerful country. We do have an alliance up currently with Madagascar, but that's really about it. And we are walking again into the USA with little to no resistance. So we have taken Washington. We're going to go into Montana and Idaho next, and overall see how it goes. And we lost Washington. So let's retake that, and let's go into the American Midwest. It's kind of more or less the mountain region that we went into, but nevertheless, who really cares? California, Arizona, and let's go into Kansas, Nebraska, New Mexico, and all the rest. So, boom, boom, and boom. I'm really hyped for the new game because we'll actually be able to play with the states themselves as if they were separate countries, unlike in this one. So that'll be pretty cool. And let's go into Michigan, and let's go into New England, and boom. We're just walking right across all this territory. USA is literally done for. And boom. This is the final attack, probably. I think that's the end of their country. Overall, there's no real threat anymore in the world. USA will not retake their capital, and their whole country will enter our Chinese empire. Overall, hopefully you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one. China wins. Peace.